Okay, good morning and welcome to summer. It has gotten blazing hot here in Pennsylvania, and hopefully it will cool down in the next few days, but hopefully if you're staying inside, you're able to have fun while doing it. So I wanted to give you a short update on Global War 1914 as well as Global Empires. Talked to Doug, and some of you may not know, Doug is dramatically updating his website. It's going to have an AI component that is going to assist you in finding products and finding rules that support those products, your questions, answering those. So you're not always relying on Discord or one of your handy dandy designers or experts to reply. And hopefully that will go a long ways. And I'm sure some of you, like me, have been confounded when you've typed into the search bar on Doug's current webpage, you're looking for anti-aircraft, and you get 27 pages of anti-aircraft and aircraft. And so we look forward to that coming out. But in the meantime, what that means is Doug is putting together the components for Global War 1914. You're going to see things like this cash and carry board that you're going to be able to put next to the U.S. and put your units on it. Be a good little reminder of things. The Great Wall of China, which we've shown you in other videos, as well as commanders and some of the others. The 1912 French railgun, the German Paris gun, and kind of a whole range of airships, recon patrol blimps, and zeppelins as they're brought into the game as part of the new rule sets. So I'm really excited about that. Doug thinks it'll be June. I wouldn't hold my breath for 1 June, but anything's possible. So we look forward to seeing that come out from Doug. The rules are done, the reference sheets are done. Many of you have seen the new IPP chart. You will get a new IPP chart. There are new battle boards. The battle boards are beautiful. A new victory chart, sort of a revamp of the victory system for the Soviets that's going to give them a competitive edge should you play the Russian Civil War and play that out. So I look forward to all of that. All those pieces are going to be brand new. As many of you know, that was built hand in hand with Global Empires. Global Empires is also being updated to version 2. You're going to see new rules, new reference sheets, and as part of that, you are going to get an updated set of battle boards. You don't need those new battle boards because none of the unit values changed. There were no additional units, but they do look really nice. So if you're purchasing Global Empires for the first time, those will be available to you, as well as the updated victory objectives chart. We added 5 competitive objectives to the victory opportunities, and you'll see that on the new victory chart. So only the new victory chart is, that's primarily what you need to play the new game, and need is relative there. You can always keep track of those 5 objectives otherwise, but really looking forward to seeing Global Empires. I believe he's going to have that posted much sooner than Global War 14 because there aren't a bunch of new units. Some of the things that we did at the behest of the community include things like putting ships out of port, improved factories, being able to build at your alliance. I'm sure some of you will recognize that rule from Global War 36, where the U.S. is able to build directly on a British factory if there's a factory slot. So we're going to add that to the tech chart, but not necessarily have anything change on the actual chart itself. It's just a subcomponent. It's going to be a subcomponent of improved factories. So the other exciting thing about Global Empires is we decided that it would be great to have a set of standalone rules, so that it is nice only having maybe a 30-page rule set for version 2, but you have to flip back and forth between that, Global 14 and Global 36. So I built a set of standalone rules, and I just couldn't leave well enough alone. When it comes to some of the things that we've done recently. If you know from my last video, we've been tinkering with fortifications, and this is the Warden's fortification system. It has an incremental build. So if you see my fortifications, this is a game of global empires. My trench line that was established initially up here, a level 1 fort is essentially a trench. And so when the 6th Infantry leave that territory, the trench line remains, and it can be occupied, in this case, by militia. So you see my level 3 forts here, got another level 1. The Germans have done the same thing on their side with level 1 fortifications. You can add to that. You obviously can spend more money. You can build it to a level 2, level 3, level 4. I'm not going to get into all the details, but those provide incremental benefits for the fortifications for the infantry class that occupies them. So this is no longer just infantry units themselves. So you don't have to have a stack of French infantry like I do here. In the fort, you could the militia is going to benefit from that too. As you increase the fortification strength, I could take this to from a 3 to a 4 to a 5 to a 6. And level 6 will be kind of where we top out as a Maginot Line equivalent. It's going to provide first strike capability, multiple dice based on the level of fort. So again, incremental improvements in fortifications. What else have we done? We have also, at the request of the community, we changed things with China. So what you see may not be very evident in front of you, but I've got warlords, I've got nationalists, and up here in the north, I've got an invasion by the Russians. So in the updated standalone rules, you will be able to influence the warlords or the nationalists to your side. And should either of them be invaded, they will auto-align. You will roll 1 to 6 for the warlords, 7 to 12 for the nationalists, and you don't have to just be bordered up against them. The nationalists could have influenced the warlords up here in Manchuria. But in this case, they did not. It was the nationalists, and the Russians kicked them out anyways. But the point is, it's going to have a lot of familiarity with the CCP and the nationalists in Global 36 in terms of how they evolve, how they play, how they attack and defend. They're going to collect money. And should they turn into a minor power with a reference sheet in that they, one has achieved their victory objective, nationalist objective or the warlord objective, then they're going to be able to roll tech. So, good luck with that. It's really firming up to be a great game addition. And at the point where they're both fighting in a, again, Civil War, Global 36 style, you actually take the cards out of the game. So, again, a lot of this was based on feedback. The standalone rules do make some changes in how you scramble, strategic naval move. They use the rail damage that we put in the new Global 14. You're not just going to be able to take a couple infantry and damage this rail. You're actually going to have to roll for it. I mean, infantry, yes, they can damage rail just by being there, but to damage it sufficiently where it's going to need an expenditure in order to repair it, you're going to have to roll for that. You could strategically bomb it and do the same thing, but I think you get the point. So infantry will be able to stay there, damage the rail, and then it's going to cost you to fix it. But it also will slow down some of the damage that we saw in Global 14 before we instituted the requirement to roll for the extent of the damage. And lastly, construction engineers, we are going to add that into the standalone rules. So it is 1 unit addition to Global Empires. And some of you are probably scratching your head going, oh my gosh, we got enough units as it is. See, the Germans have purchased a construction engineer here. They've got them in Berlin. And so those construction engineers will allow you to repair at a reduced rate, to build, to salvage units. So if I got tanks in a battle, at the end of that battle, each construction engineer will be able to bring one of those tanks back through salvage. So that alone is just a great benefit, as well as upgrade. I've got artillery maybe in a forward location, not in home. The regular artillery, I want them to be advanced artillery. I'll be able to spend a little bit of money, use the construction engineer to swap out my regular artillery for advanced artillery, and there's some other similar things like that. So construction engineers will be added to the game. Those are the elements within the standalone rules. I think the standalone rules came in at about 75, 76 pages with all of the integration. So it'll be one document that you'll be able to use. And one more highlight that I want to make you aware of, at least in this video, and that's something called a combat advantage. I think everybody who's played Global 36 is familiar when the Japanese sneak attack or the German Blitzkrieg, Barbarossa, etc. We took those special kind of surprise elements from Global 36. We toned them down a little bit, but nations will be able to roll to implement one of those combat advantages as a major power. Those are player major powers, so not non-aligned major powers, but player major powers. So if you're playing a 2-player game, only your primary 2 countries will be able to do that. But those combat advantages will be embedded in the book, in the standalone rules. And let me tell you, they've added a little bit of flair to the game that we didn't otherwise have. So I've really enjoyed play testing this, really believe that we're going to have a rock solid set of rules. Thanks to you and the community who helped provide input to that and ideas that we were able to adapt and get back out to you. So good luck. Enjoy the heat by staying inside in your naturally cool basements and playing your global war games. Look forward to getting those out to you in the month of June.